Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
Your mic's up. Go ahead.
I mean, he didn't say mic's up.
The guy doesn't know how to produce.
His name is Ryan Wollersheim.
No, he did. He said mic's up.
I sure
did.
did.
You say, are you guys ready? I thought you did. You know, you're dealing with these two guys with crazy energy.
Okay, Kyle, you're going to turn on Ryan Wollersheim so fast at some point on the show. You like literally called him the most boring person on earth.
Well, he was.
Oof, that's scathing.
Oh, my gosh. It was true, though. You know that. You know that about yourself, right?
So, let me do the intro here. It's a great day to be alive on this Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on 100.5 ESPN Madison. Are we in the beef still? No beef. So just with you in Madison on the airwaves. 94.5 ESPN carrying some Brewers baseball. So we are streaming on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. My name is Ben Brust in a secluded side studio in our Grand Avenue Mall offices in Milwaukee.
Cool.
Next to me is Kyle Wallace, who I spent a lot of time with. We will get to that soon.
Yeah.
And in his home office with lots of cool things behind him. Super Bowl runner-up helmets, Rose Bowl runner-up helmets, AFC Championship runner-up helmets, maybe a state championship runner-up helmet. It is second place Brad Nortman.
That's right. And all the stories of that and more will come in the digital hour, which is going to be from 4 to 5, which is exciting. But good to be in the confines of the Nortman estate. But I miss you guys in person.
That voice sounding like he's in outer space is Brad Nortman. Strofe is here and can talk, as you heard his voice earlier. So he is present with Kyle and I. Ryan Wollersheim's running the show at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And here we are, 844-770-3776. Did you see that, Kyle? You know how you go from one show to another and you call KBN Nation Truth Nation? Within the first 2 minutes of me doing a phone number, repetition times a billion of giving that carbless talk and text line out,
you mentally prepared yourself for that.
I literally just remembered on the spot that we're talking to the Madison phone line audience.
You get zero grace today.
It's great.
You get zero grace today.
Come at me.
If you say 94.5 ESPN or ESPN Milwaukee, anything other than YouTube, if you say the phone number for Milwaukee at all, I'm calling you.
I'm not going to lie. I was out a little bit later than I was supposed to.
Nope.
Okay. So we did some team bonding last night, minus Alex Strofe and minus Brad Nortman. As we discussed briefly yesterday on the program, and you can get our programs on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Strofe wasn't on the list. Kyle was the third.
Yeah, I was
the ugly one.
I was the third.
And Brad was our second choice to come join us at the UW Men's Panthers basketball game. The Milwaukee Panthers basketball game. They don't want UWM, they want Milwaukee. So Kyle and I had a night out together. Strofe, are you jealous?
I don't know if jealous is the right word, but I'm certainly curious what happened. And I've got a little bit of case of FOMO.
Why do you have FOMO? You've hung out with
Come on, Strofe.
Brad has hung out with Ben
here's
before.
the thing. I've actually hung out with Brad the most, Kyle the second most,
That's right.
and Ben the least of everybody on this program.
Wow.
Well, and the thing is, what Kyle got to see, different than Strofe or Brad, is a Ben Brust with a fiance who has a bachelorette party next weekend. So I had okay, you made these plans. You're going to be staying out as late as you stay out. And I had I don't know what the right word is.
You got the green light, the okay.
The green light, okay, because I accidentally used the word hall pass. I was like, whoa,
not hall
record
pass.
scratch.
No, we don't want that.
I was like,
You had freedom. Brad, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because being the unmarried person here, is it called freedom that you have?
Freedom, but you have to be very careful with that. It's like tempered freedom, right? You've got a taste, just a small taste of freedom.
I think that's
because you got to be careful.
Describe the way that I felt, Brad. Like literally, I had a small taste of freedom, and Kyle got to see the small taste of Ben Brust freedom.
Did I? Let me tell you this right now. When I met up with Ben last night, Ben was all smiles. He was eating good, licking his fingers, having a couple dabbles and some great drinks. Carbolus, actually, is what he was drinking when I came up to the table. He was drinking a Carbolus. And so he was enjoying himself. And let me tell you, I don't like hanging out with y'all outside of work because we're work friends. We're not real friends. But what I realized and what I noticed is Ben is a heck of a time. He's a hoot and a holler. He's funny. He talks too much. He's the friend that is awkward, right? He's that awkward friend where you always have to say, he's that awkward friend that you always have to say, oh, that's just Ben being Ben.
But you need more detail as to what I was potentially doing of me being Ben just being Ben.
Well, first and foremost, so we walk into the game. Ben's just, he's excited. He's walking around like he knows the place. He's tapping people that he knows. Like there's some a journalist, Kurt Hogg, that he knows. And, of course, a normal person sees somebody they know, and they just wave at him. Not Ben Brust. Ben Brust walks up to him. He's having conversations with him. Meanwhile, the guy's trying to work and do his job. But then on top of that, there's another guy who is trying to do his job. I learned that his name is Stevie Mitchell. Now, you say, why do I know
No. Stevie Mitchell is a guard for Marquette. The referee in
Not
last
Calhoun.
night's game is Stevie McJunkins.
Stevie McJunkins.
Stevie McJunkins was one of the 3 officials in the Milwaukee Panthers Oakland Grizzlies basketball game last night.
He definitely got bullied as a child.
Well, Ben sitting there in the middle of the game, he looks at us. He says, "Does this guy look like the ref right there?" We said, "Yeah, that looks like." I know him. Stevie, ref with me. Stevie. Hey,
Oh,
Stevie.
no.
He's trying to talk to Stevie, and finally,
under 8 media timeout.
we look over there to the side. We talking. We look over. We see Ben under the basket chatting up with Stevie.
I'm on the
McJunkins.
baseline.
You left your seat.
He left his seat. We were courtside, but he left his seat, went into an area he should not be, and he's sitting there standing next to Stevie.
Stevie hugged
just
me. He
laughing
came and gave
having
me a
good
big
time.
hug. He used to ref my games. I was the ultimate gamesmanship guy when it came to referees are people, Kyle. If you create a relationship with them, if you reach in and maybe get a little bit of skin, but it wasn't big enough to be a foul, if you got that relationship, you don't think the referee's going to think, oh, that's my guy. I got to keep him on the floor a little bit.
I needed Stevie to ref that Final Four, the championship game, the year after you left. That's who we need. We needed Stevie in that game.
Yes, there actually was
But-
one ref that
but Ben-
still cannot stand that was in the Big Ten. So
The man's working, though, Ben.
Bradley Nortman.
The man is working, though. Like, don't you have any respect for the man's profession? He's trying to work, and you're trying to distract him, and dab him up. Let the man do his job.
Dude, we haven't seen each other in 10 years. He was so excited to see me. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "How's your family?" I said, "I work for ESPN Wisconsin. I do a radio show on Good Karma Brands." He saw my shirt and said, "Good Karma Brands." Good Karma Brands, is that 850 in Cleveland, where I'm from? I listen to your sister station, the really big show with Hammer and Riz.
Ben is just so much like he's a good time. Again, I would hang out with Ben again, but if I brought my friends with him, I would say, "Oh yeah, it's Ben Brust. He's just Ben." That's what Ben does. So we're watching the game, enjoying, and then all of a sudden, Stevie comes by our side. He's like, "Stevie, hey Stevie, you missed the call there, Stevie. Hey, get the whistle out your mouth. You're blowing the whistle too much, Stevie."
There was
You're blowing
13 fouls in 7 minutes into the second half. I said, "Stevie, I like you, but I don't love you. I didn't come here to see you referee."
Stevie had to look at him, smile, and just give him a thumbs up, like, "Chill, man." The worst thing Stevie did was give you that hug, because from that moment on, he was chirping all the referees.
Opened up the door for me to be in his ear.
He was, and then Ben's telling other people, "Yeah, I know Stevie."
No, Steve came over the first row and said, "I'm so old, I've been doing this so long, I refed him in college." And I said, "No, I'm so old, your old ass is still refing these college games."
I'm telling you, Ben is a hoot and a holler, but he is so much when he lets loose. And again, I'll say this though, Ben, I loved it. I enjoyed it. And when you told me I was going courtside, you know this too, Brad, is I thought he was talking about courtside Bucks game. But I said I can't cancel on him because of the fact that would be bogus. And then I found out the third wheel, and I said, you know what, let me hang out with Ben.
But was it a good time? Did you enjoy yourself?
It was a good time, but, you need Ben in doses. You can't have Ben every single day.
But you got to remember, this was green light, taste of freedom. Brad, explained what we were going through in our head mentally. Ben,
I could tell Ben was excited because when we leave the game the game went extremely long. We leave the game around like 9:45. And Ben's like, "Yeah, so what are we doing? You coming with us next?" I said, "Coming with us next where? We're going to the Third Street Market." "Oh, no, we're going to Pato." I said, "Oh."
Oh.
it's my bedtime. I'm checking out. He said, "Why? Well, I see you." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, look. I knew. Trust me, Kyle. I knew there was an expiration on the date night that we had as soon as the clock struck 0 in the Milwaukee Panthers basketball game.
Yeah,
you were itching to get out, but I was not itching to get out.
I was ready. By the time it was done, I had my time. It was great. I had fun, more fun than I expected I would have with Ben Brust. He was a good time, but also, like I said, Ben Brust is that one friend that could get you beat up or in a fight, but then also he could maybe kind of de-escalate a situation. Like, hey, guys,
I don't let it go. I don't let it go too far.
We're all friends here, but he is a lot. Strofe, did you like all that conversation? You like the storytelling?
I love the storytelling. Good job.
Did you miss out? You're quiet. Brad had something to say. Ben had something to say.
Yeah. You said you were so curious on how it went, and then you just you're shutting down.
Well, I'm not shutting down. I'm trying to make sure we can fix Brad's microphone issues. So I'm trying to be a producer of the program currently. But yeah, I'm still a little irritated because, as I said yesterday, and I stand by today, if I had stumbled into 4 tickets to an event, I would invite my co-hosts and the hosts of this program because they are the 3 people I work with the most, and we could use bonding time. And the thing is, Ben makes it seem like he makes himself so accessible. But as I mentioned at the top, I've spent more time outside of work since moving to Milwaukee with Kyle and Brad than I have Ben.
That's crazy.
And yet Ben, he'll probably blame the baby. He'll blame the fact he's a dad now. But he's having all these nights out, and you know who never gets an invite? Me, the guy who I said earlier in the week literally got hired to hold his hand, hold him accountable, and make him better. And I think I've done all of those things.
Brad Nortman stated,
boy.
when you get the sliver of freedom and opportunity, you hang out with the people that are closest to you. And so, unfortunately, you're just not in the people closest to me that I want to hang out with when I get that sliver of freedom.
Yeah, you would have been a forfeit.
Wow.
But
I would have been a Pato at 1 in the morning. I'm just throwing that out there.
True. You know what's crazy about this, though? You know how earlier when you did the combine and you look ridiculous and people thought it was a bit?
Yeah, no, actually, I have no idea what you're talking about.
500,000
people do.
Yeah, right.
But this is not a bit. I actually asked his girlfriend about his clinginess. I was like, this seems like really stage 5 clinger type attitude. So
I'm probably a little clingy.
I said, is he clingy? She said, well, he's not that clingy, probably more clingy for friends, but he was really torn up last night about
she did not say that.
Torn up.
She was really torn up about not being able to hang out with you guys. You know, if he had tickets, he would have invited you all. He was torn up. That's what she said. I said, oh, my goodness. This
That's
man wants
pathetic.
friends so bad. Big heart.
But, it is what we know about Alex Strofe. I don't know if I want to go here right now because I've finalized the wedding list. And so we will see who of you 3, because I'm going to be on the record, I did not get any of your addresses.
You didn't,
but I'm
that's
very
accurate.
resourceful. And for the ones that I want, I went and got and found them.
Oh, wow. When are we going to find out if we're on that list?
Over the weekend, we will be sending out save the dates.
So we'll know sometime next week.
Some of you may know sometime next week, yes.
Well, if it doesn't come,
That's
we will
thrilling.
know next week.
Yes.
No.
Look at Brad's smile. Brad already knows he's on the
Brad
list.
knows.
He's like, I can't wait for that thing
Well,
to come
Kyle
to
also
Nortman
knows
Estate.
now. He got the invite to the basketball game. You told him he's on the list.
No, I told him this was a test.
The basketball. Oh, the
that was
basketball.
a
Did he pass?
Did I pass?
We'll find out.
Wait a minute. I was fun. I was a good time.
Yeah, I want to know, was Kyle fun?
Look who's groveling now. Look who's groveling now.
No. What you mean? I'm just asking. I was a good time. I was fun. You want that at your wedding, don't you?
it was fun.
You heard we were talking ball.
He's trying to date me right now.
He sounds like a
court press.
He sounds like a desperate girl after a
like,
first
do you
date.
want me to buy you a drink right now, Kyle?
No, I'm good.
I looked cute. I wore my favorite dress.
We had so much fun together.
We
really connected.
Did you? We were talking
on a
basketball.
deeper level.
We're talking strategy. Hey, you got to foul under 8. He
We
believes
did. Cool.
Under 8.
We
He
did.
believes
Cool.
Wow. You should. I mean, it was.
I was like
definitely-
Thanasis for
Yeah.
Milwaukee Panthers basketball.
We're
I'm
buds.
the Thanasis of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. When Thanasis is courtside, the Bucks always win. Ben Brust 1-0 courtside in Milwaukee Panthers basketball games and making friends with referees.
So, as you know, I'm sitting courtside at tomorrow's game at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. If they lose, Is that bad juju for our show's courtside presence?
No, just you. Just you.
Okay, got it.
It's because your unathletic body stepped in close to a basketball court where athleticism is going to be near you. You might seep into their bodies Space Jam style and turn Milwaukee basketball backwards.
I hope not.
Oh, boy.
You did look like Space Jam when they lost their talent.
When he was doing the combine three-cone
That's so
drill.
good.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. Kind of. Because Ryan Wollersheim, I will say this on the record. If I had a choice between you and Alex Strofe to sit courtside with, I would choose you, Ryan Wollersheim, over Alex Strofe.
Strofe is hurt right now. I want to put my camera on Strofe because I want y'all to understand that Alex Strofe is really hurt right now. He's hurt. I've never seen you this hurt and distraught. Maybe it's you have the glass that usually separates us, but I can feel the sadness.
Does he not know that you
out
have
of
a camera?
Yeah, he must not know. I have
he
a
doesn't
camera.
realize that.
But in his defense, Ryan Wollersheim has himself on camera instead of me right now.
I was being referenced. Sorry. My apologies, Mr. Irrelevant.
Little Jesse Nelson and Ryan Wollersheim hears his name, and all of a sudden he perks up and puts himself on screen, ready to read the talking text line. Rob Domofsky joined Wilde and Tausch earlier today, and I will say one of the words that you guys made fun of me for that I reuse at an excessive rate is tempering expectations. There may be no need for me to use that phrase anymore after Rob Domofsky joined Wilde and Tausch. Will the Packers be aggressive this offseason? I think we're getting closer to an answer every single day. We're with you next on 100.5 ESPN Madison and streaming on YouTube exclusively on ESPN Milwaukee and also on ESPN Madison.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Kyle, I love you.
Can't say the same.
That's fair.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film
Because
is
like
not
when I
yet
go to
rated.
that check-in
Products not
page.
available in
Oh
every
wait,
state. American Family
For
Mutual
option
Insurance
now.
Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2025 Honda HR-V Sport all-wheel drive for as low as $189 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection
I'll be back
online
if
at
you can hear me.
ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Gold medalist and ESPN Madison foodie Matt Hamilton here to tell you about Metcalf's Market. As a proud Wisconsinite, you know I support local, and it doesn't get more local than fourth-generation, family-operated Metcalf's Market. Renowned for offering an extensive selection of local and premium quality foods, it's the best place to shop for me and my family. Where family tradition meets commitment to quality, sustainability, and supporting local communities, head to one of their locations today. Hilldale, near Westtown Mall, or Wauwatosa. Metcalf's Market. Bring local home.
Compton Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare, with on-site repair. so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, Condon Jewelers.
Is this one
the
better?
jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
This is our crew.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is coming to ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Every pitch, every dramatic moment, every
fly ball left field. Back. Still back. It is up and gone.
Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers. 100.5 ESPN.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game, our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Alex Strobes together in a tight room, getting very sweaty. Brad Nortman at the Nortman Estate. Testing, 1, 2, 3, Brad Nortman.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. How do we sound?
Better. We'll take it as a W.
Okay. We're getting there.
844-770-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Less is more. Ryan Wollersheim holding it down at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios as we are on the airwaves with you on 100.5 ESPN, streaming exclusively on YouTube for ESPN Milwaukee and also on in Madison for the YouTube. But Brewers baseball, spring training action on 94.5 ESPN. Now, earlier this morning, Rob Domofsky, our guy, Pro Bono Bob, who did some free work for us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. We really love our guy Bob. He loves Brad Nortman, his Here, Brad Out. But he also is really good at giving us information on what we need to know for the Green Bay Packers. And he did such on Wilde and Tausch, talking about how he talked to some agents and got a feel of the offseason, what might be to come for the Green Bay Packers.
Agents told me specifically, this is what he said to me, your team is going to be a player in free agency this year. And that's, based on, this agent having players that are going to be free agents. And, I'm not giving away too much here, I don't think, without having done,
give it away,
some
Rob.
more thorough reporting on it. But this agent was left with the impression that the Packers are going to be in the cornerback, defensive line, and receiver market.
Oh, well, that's not
shocker.
The last part. We all know there's a wide receiver, cornerback, defensive line need deficit type thing. But maybe the temper expectations line from Ben Brust must end, Kyle Wallace.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Goody. Let's go. Let's absolutely go. That's the conversation I want to hear. When agents, the guys who are signing or negotiating the deals for players, when agents are telling Rob Domofsky from ESPN that the Packers are going to be aggressive, and specifically talked about the cornerback position, talked about the receiver position and D-line. That lets me know that Goody was not playing around and he is standing on business. This is the offseason we have been waiting for. He put some
Nothing's happened yet.
No, but
easy.
Like you're talking about this is the offseason we've been waiting for. I was like, what? Nothing happened. We just heard Rob Domofsky.
That is what we want to hear, right? We want to hear the energy that the Green Bay Packers look at the window of opportunity and they're going to be aggressive. They're going to capitalize on the moment. And again, I don't know who he's going to go after in free agency, but knowing that the Green Bay Packers are looking to probably replicate what they did in 2019 should make all Packers fans excited. Even hearing rumors about who they may get or who they won't get, the fact that the Packers are part of these conversations already is important to me, and it should be important to you as well, KBN Nation, because what that tells us is that the Packers understand they need to add more impact players in order to get to a Super Bowl. The focus is winning a championship, not just winning games, and this excites me right now. I cannot wait to see what is going to happen, but I say this for all the KBN Nation, let's go!
Kyle, I love the enthusiasm. I do. And I want to be there with you on it. Now, hold on. I want to be there with you. Now, hold on.
You're doing the dad thing right now.
I know, but my own level of optimism has gone up. I agree. But here's my concern, right? Kyle, you can appreciate this. You and I were a bit more frugal. Cheap might be what other people might call it. So if you were going to say, hey, I'm gonna really treat you this year for your birthday, baby girl, Lexi. Hey, I'm gonna really it's gonna be one of those years for you and me. Mm-hmm. That might be spending $200, something like that. That to other people, that
spending $200 on Lexi.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. Like to other people, that the Green Bay Packers are that of the NFL. They're frugal, they're conservative, they're calculated. So them saying, hey, we might be a player this year. That's what the agents are hearing. That could mean they sign 4 guys on day 3 that they think are good starters, not necessarily making a big splash day 1. So my only, look, I'm excited. I'm optimist, but I got to pull it back a little bit because what is a big free agency year for the Packers is not a big free agency for everyone else. I'm just saying what everyone's thinking.
I love my girl, but I ain't spending $3 on her.
Am I wrong?
Like this. Yes.
Spot the lie.
What do you? Why? Last offseason,
the Packers are conservative. They're conservative.
Big on Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney. The Packers they have been willing to spend some money. And Brad, I understand where you're coming from. Yes, as being a cheap individual myself, as maybe the president of the cheap guys committee in a club. The Green Bay Packers are putting nuggets out there clearly to show that they are going to be aggressive. And this should make us excited. And they may not get a DK Metcalf. They may not get a DJ Reed. They may not get any of the top guys. But we do know the Packers are looking to improve, which means they are.
Well, wait, that would be disappointing.
Free agent. That was rumors that were of a trade today, and don't want to get into the back and forth of if the report was true or not true. But those are conversations that the Packers should be having regardless, because of what we heard from Rob Domofsky of the 3 positions of need, that if they're going to be aggressive in free agency at wide receiver, defensive line, and cornerback, then they're going to be just as eager to have conversations about those position groups.
Acquiring talent, acquisition.
Yes, it's almost all one thing to me right now. I don't care which way it happens, as long as they find a way to bring the pieces in to bolster those 3 specific needs. Because those aren't positions, especially defensive line. We know that, right? You need an edge rusher. Cornerback, if you don't have a great pass rush, you're going to need a better cornerback and back into your defense, because they're going to need to be really good because you're not getting the quarterback. Mm-hmm. And obviously when you sign Jordan Love to a franchise deal, you're going to want to bolster up the receiver room, especially after Christian Watson gets hurt. So these are all the signs that you want to hear as someone who has been preaching maybe we should just wait on this whole they're going to do a lot in the offseason thing. I am willing to just back that off and say, hey, I'm now not even worried that they might not do as much as I want. I think they're going to do a good amount. And if it's more than that, I'll be even more thrilled that they do more. But I think it's going to be more than I expected initially based off all the rumors and now Domofsky about how active they are, talking to agents that the Packers might be interested in players of. It is a good thing to have this conversation in February and not hear anything at all and just be approaching free agency with the hope and wishing you're involved. Now it's starting to feel like they're already involved.
But aren't you a little bit concerned? Rob's exact quote was, your team is going to be a player. Now, hold on. Your team is going to be a player this year in those 3 markets, right? So we look at that and say, great. So call your shot. Are you saying the Green Bay Packers are going to be a day 1 big free agent signing in one of those 3? Anything less than that would be a disappointment.
Rob Domofsky would not have reported what he heard unless there are, some mumbles in some whispers that the Green Bay Packers
multiple agents with many different players that have been cited by Rob.
The illegal
Green Bay Packers.
The Packers are doing that illegal tampering. They doing a lot of stuff trying to put some feelers out there. And so what I look for is that the Green Bay Packers are going to make a day one signing. Now, what that splash looks like, I do not know. But when you look at top 5 guys at each one of those positions, potentially in free agency or maybe an acquisition via trade, I do believe that the Green Bay Packers are going to make a splash and they're going to do something day one of free agency. I mean, this again, Rob would not say this unless he felt comfortable enough to believe that there is something out there, and where there's smoke, there is fire, and I think this is good firework that we want to have. So again, Brad, even though you want to be Debbie Downer today,
I hope you're right, Kyle.
This is the moment in time. But yes, I hope you really believe that you hope I'm right, because this will be a good thing for this football team. And so when he talked about a sense of urgency, this would be the sense of urgency. Rumors coming out. How often do you hear rumors coming out about the Green Bay Packers at the Combine? Other than, is Aaron Rodgers going to be a Green Bay Packer?
Well, that's what consumed us for way too long. Is the flat circle of Favre to Rodgers happened? So yes, this is refreshing. Even after coming off a year in which you signed 2 big free agents, we'll definitely keep the conversation going. But we're going to get to becoming relevant with Alex Strofe, who has had a week, I'd say. He's had a doozy of a week. His life changed before his eyes as 500,000 people saw him do the 3-cone combine drill. If you have not seen that, and as I say this, you must do everything in your power to search out the most unathletic feat to ever touch the internet on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee or at Alex_Strofe.
Can I get him a cookie or something?
I think you're just confused because you don't typically sit this close to me. I'm very focused. I'm getting the show ready. I'm getting the show.
You look like the dog McGruff.
I do.
If McGruff was sad, that's what you look like right now. You look sad.
Look, I will say this,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Pet him?
Kyle, here's the thing. I think you're my best friend on the show because you are clearly the one the most concerned with me. I think Brad's actually mad at me because I disgraced his name in front of 500,000 people this week.
True.
And I'm clearly the lowest on the Ben Brust totem pole, which I think I'm coming to accept. So it's fine.
Now I know.
Thanks for caring.
If I'm your best friend, then boy, you're in trouble.
I said my best friend on the show. I didn't say my best friend.
You're in the show. Okay, Mr. Big Friend Guy, huh? A lot of them.
A lot of friends. I'm a popular guy.
A lot of
500,000 people, man.
Similar to Jesse Nelson.
I made 500,000 people smile this week and say, "Hey, lucky I'm not that guy."
So popular
lots
that
of friends.
you had nothing to do last night.
Well,
that's not true.
Here's the thing.
I was out until 10 o'clock last night.
What I tell friends are not friends, you guys and all of KBN Nation, there is a place off the Beltline at Rimrock Road called Zimbrick European. They have Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, certified pre-owns, Mercedes-Benz, Sprinter vans. They have it all. I've been working with them since 2018. I started with a 2-door. I thought I was cool. Very cool, Ben.
Cool.
Went to a 4-door. Still thought I was cool.
Cool.
Then I went to an SUV, which I needed to do and was necessary to make sure my daughter was safe and sound in a nice SUV taken care of me by Aaron Perkins and the entire team at Zimbrick European. So stop off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Whatever your needs are, don't drive something ordinary because you can drive something extraordinary when they make leasing affordable at Zimbrick European. More Alex Strofe and Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman and Ben Brust.
Cool.
Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Yeah, see, the thing about me is I like
crazy.
I like crazy. I like a little excitement in my life. I like a little bit of drama.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
From color-changing Alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Attention, business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Greg Scalzo here for Buckin' Honeys. Get ready for an unforgettable evening of fine dining and exceptional bourbon. Join us on March 6th for an exclusive 4-course dinner at Buckin' Honeys in Sun Prairie. Each course will be perfectly paired with the rich flavors of J. Henry bourbon, whiskey, cocktails, and pours. And that's not all. You'll have the chance to meet the master distiller himself, Joe Henry Jr., and hear firsthand the fascinating story behind the craft of J. Henry bourbon. Spots are limited. Visit buckinhoneys.com to reserve your seat today. I'll see you at Buckin' Honeys.
She stole $6 million
from the award-winning podcast.
I'm Lacey Mosley.
A new true crime series.
They call me Scam Goddess. I'm going on a journey across America to dive into small-town swindles.
How can you not trust this local farm girl?
And big city cons.
He was pimping the congregation.
People say that would never happen to me. Never say never.
Scam Goddess. New episodes Thursdays. Stream on Hulu.
At the Home Depot, it's our business to support yours. Partner with your go-to source for building your business. We can help you streamline your operations by supplying the whole job from start to finish. Any questions? Our Pro Desk is ready to answer the call with supply sourcing, custom orders, large equipment rentals, and more. Elevate your efficiency and take on more projects with the partner you can trust. The Home Depot. How pros get more done.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates National Girls and Women in Sports Day all month long. Tune in to ESPN Wisconsin's special program, Lead Her Forward, hosted by Jen Latta and Michelle Smallman, presented by Love Madison Volleyball. The show features a variety of special guests celebrating the achievements of women in sports. Listen to inspiring stories and hear how they're breaking barriers for future generations. Catch Lead Her Forward on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
When you've been seriously injured, you'll need a team with knowledge and experience to get the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hanging with 100.5 ESPN Madison on those radio airwaves. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman across just 100.5 ESPN Madison, but also on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. We'll be at ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube until 5 o'clock. If the Brewers game does end up going a little bit shorter than scheduled, we might be on the airwaves for a little bit in the 414 hour at 4. But my name is Ben Brust, alongside Kyle Wallace and Alex Strofe in a very hot, small studio. Brad Nortman, nice and cozy.
It's very. I had to take my jacket off.
Yeah,
I'm feeling okay.
I got to open up this door in the break. That wasn't my bad. I could reach it. Brad's all comfortable, laughing at us. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, yeah.
Nortman's actually got a phenomenal at-home setup.
Well, yeah.
Thank you.
All the memorabilia behind him. Yeah, he looks like he should be on SportsCenter on TV.
That was the idea.
Ahead of ourselves here. He can't even read.
Oh,
Are
wow.
you smarter
What do you mean
than
that
Ben
was the
Brust
idea?
answer?
No, the idea not to be on SportsCenter, to have an awesome background so that people can say, hey, you actually were a pretty decent athlete at one point. But there are some stories I haven't even told you guys that is going to be prop based in the digital only hour. I can't wait for that.
Ooh, a little tease of the Digi only, as Mark Tauscher would say, from 4 to 5 on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. It's time now to hear from Alex Strofe. El Strofe, becoming relevant.
Haven't called me that in a while. Why isn't it working?
Uh-oh. Hey, Mr. Irrelevant. It's time to...
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant.
That was pretty good.
It's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts
now. Yeah, it does. Nice job, Benny. Fellas, did you read the story about the 15-hour flight and the couple that was forced to sit next to a dead woman?
Excuse me?
No.
No,
you a lie.
There was a 15-hour flight earlier
Is this
in the
worse
week.
than sitting next to a Great Dane like Brad almost had to?
Great point, Ben.
So, yeah, there was a 15-hour flight that I think went to Qatar, or it was Qatar Airlines, and the woman died mid-flight.
Ooh.
And
Yeah, why did the emergency land?
because they need to get her home.
No. You land.
And
land.
apparently they couldn't move the body, but she had collapsed. They tried to save her. They were unable to save her in the air, so they left her in her seat, put a sheet over her, and there was a couple sitting next to her. Now, here's the kicker on this one. The airline did not offer the couple sitting next to the dead woman other seats, and there were empty seats on the flight.
That's disturbing. That is criminal.
Crazy enough to make them emergency land the plane.
No, exactly. I would have said.
If the man I get arrested, I said, hell with this.
Somebody. Is something wrong with somebody? Because first and foremost, I would have said, "Excuse me, I'm gonna sit right there." If they would have told me no, or a matter of fact, she fell and they put her there, I would have said, "Well, y'all putting her here. Wait, whoa." I would have moved and I would have said, "I wish y'all would tell me I can't sit nowhere." I said, "Force me. You can force me. Y'all gonna arrest me in Qatar, whatever, Qatar, all y'all want. But we ain't having that. We ain't having that. That is egregious to have you sitting next to a dead, decomposing body for 15 hours.
Well, she wasn't that dead.
50.
She wasn't decomposing yet.
You know what happens when you die? You poop.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest issue I had with that is the fact that this lady probably smelled. And obviously, R.I.P. Sorry for your loss.
Whoa, say that more sincere if you're actually going to do it.
Oh, well, rest in peace to that woman. Sorry for your loss to the family. But I'm thinking from the positioning of the couple that's sitting next to her.
Dog, that is morbid. I can't believe
Brad,
do that.
Obviously, Kyle has strong feelings about this. Would you like to add anything?
Why didn't they just move? Were they forced to stay there? Like, this is like when you go to maybe like an arena and you're in the upper deck and it's the 5th inning and you're like, oh, I can maybe scoot down there. There's a whole section open. Why didn't they just move? Sitting next to a dead lady is criminal. That's egregious. There is nothing that you could do to convince me to stay in my seat. I'm picking up. I'm saying, Lexi, we're off. We're going to those seats way up there. Makes no sense to me.
Rumor season in the NFL, as it was announced last week, the Los Angeles Rams had given permission to quarterback Matthew Stafford's camp that they could seek a trade after discussions with the Raiders and the Giants. Stafford is going to take less money to remain the quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams. I know we will talk about the Aaron Rodgers angle of this in just a bit, but this is the right move for Matthew Stafford, also the right move for the Rams, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless they had a contingency plan that makes sense that I can't think of. I mean, unless it was Aaron Rodgers that they've really believed in, which wouldn't make any sense because they've won a championship more recent with a younger Matthew Stafford. So I don't know why this was a weird, as I would say, Strofe, ring-a-marouser right back to where we started.
Is that one of his words right there? Ring-a-marouser?
He's used it a couple
times. The issue is I would add that to the list. I have no idea how to spell it.
I don't either.
Neither does Ben.
Nope.
But I will say this, is that for the Rams, I think this is a good signal where obviously Matt Stafford knows that his time is probably coming, and so they could actually try to draft a quarterback and have a good transition. So I think this is a good job for the Rams and a good job for Matthew Stafford as well because he knows he ain't going to play forever, so it gives them an opportunity to draft and replace him.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford is still really good. I don't understand. And they're contenders, so I don't understand why they were looking to move off of him. They'd become immediate not contenders without Stafford. So, to me, this just makes a ton of sense.
Not contenders.
Yeah,
this is why you're not going to be on SportsCenter with that background, Brad.
Exactly.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Alex Strofe hanging out with you in a tight studio. Brad Nortman at the Nortman Estate, and our guy Ryan Wollersheim holding it down at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison Studios. So, rumors about DK Metcalf. Obviously, a lot of smoke as it pertains to the likely cut Devontae Adams from the Jets, potentially making his way back to the green and gold. We got to hit on that. We also got to hear about Brad versus the grocery store because it sounds like the grocery store kicked his booty. That is all coming up next here on Kyle Brust and Nortman on 100.5 ESPN Madison and streaming on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Oh, wow.
North?
Spread Eagle is way north. Way north.
Man, stop. You're doing the thing where you don't know what you're doing.
No, it is, though.
We don't know where up north is.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by The Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports, premiering every Thursday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. A big road test for number 11 Wisconsin, heading to number 8 Michigan State Sunday. Nolan Winter and the Badgers ready to make a statement. The sophomore during his weekly appearance on the Jump Around digital show.
We've had this one circled for a while. Breslin Center is one of the toughest places to play in college basketball, and I think all of us just love that challenge. We went into Mackey knowing that that's one of the toughest places and one of the tougher teams when they're at home, and we went in there just looking forward to it, playing with joy, just executing what we do, and knowing that if we can do that to our fullest potential, then we can beat anyone.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Our team installs year-round, so why wait? Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and roll for riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
The Audi National Customer Credit is available now at Audi Madison. Save $3,000 on select 2025 Audi Q5 models. Save $4,500 on the Audi Q7 55. This national credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until March 3rd. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
There's a winter weather advisory this Thursday on the Jump Around.
We are joined by the one and only Nolan Winter.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
See Wisconsin Badgers center Nolan Winter on the Jump Around every week for the rest of this basketball season.
We knew this offense was going to treat us really well with John Tanji, Xavier, and all the newcomers from the freshmen to the transfers.
The Jump Around, brought to you by Steinhoffels. Streaming live every Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and available wherever you get your podcasts.
When you've been seriously injured, you'll need a team with knowledge and experience to get the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Watch me dance the night away. My heart could be burning, but you won't see it on my face. Watch me dance the night away. I'll still keep the party running out.
Hanging with 100.5 ESPN Madison, only on the airwaves today. You can see us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Will be exclusively on YouTube.
Brad's gone.
at
he's back.
4 o'clock. I mean, that kind of threw a wrinkle into
Yeah, he
things.
literally was not there, so I didn't know what to do.
He didn't lose connection. He just
No,
wasn't
he
at his
literally
computer.
physically was not there.
Okay. Well,
I think it's got to be taken care of at the Nortman estate.
Yeah, this is work time. This isn't play time. Over to the KBN Sports Desk with Alex Strofe. What's the nugget you got for us here?
I don't have a nugget. I clicked the wrong button.
Misfire. Brad Nortman. You had an interesting experience at the grocery store.
Guys, I'll tell you what. When I go grocery shopping, when I go to the store, I'm like a secret agent. I got my objective. I go in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bang, bang. I knock it out, right? I got a list. I'm hitting the list. I'm not waiting around, right? I'm going through the aisles like a banshee. And so this morning was no different. I was on a little bit of a time crunch, so I had to go in there. I knew my objective. I knew the aisles, and boom, 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 boom. I'm rolling through them. The problem is, not everybody moves at the speed that I move at. And I cannot believe the amount of slow walkers and,
Did we lose Brad again?
I think we did at that time, actually.
We did lose Brad. And it's a perfect time because I was getting ready to cut him off because it's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is the most self-centered thing in the world. I have a list. I am a secret agent. I have objectives.
I walk
Guess
fast.
What? The other person that is in the grocery store has free will. They don't live the same life you live. They may move at a different pace. They may have different objectives. They may not have an objective. You are a nerd. You are Brad Nortman.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty odd to have an issue with people moving at a snail's pace in the middle of the day. They have nowhere to be. They're not in a rush. They're simply just moving around.
Good to know. Well, I'm staying up at 1:50 in the morning and making it to the office at 8:30. Brad's just going at 9:30 to the grocery store and complaining about how fast people move.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, if I was having a day off from work, I was at the grocery store at 9:30, more than likely, or 10 o'clock, more than likely, I'm moseying around because I'm trying to kill time. I'm looking at different labels, trying to figure out what I want. So it's really interesting.
Don't want to come home to baby girl?
No. I'm just taking my time, enjoying the sights of grocery shopping. So I agree. I think Brad has this weird stance about people moving slow in the grocery store. No, that's you. You were just in a hurry.
I, believe it or not, have the self-awareness to know that I move at a very fast pace. I think you saw me in my element of fast-moving Ben and energy.
I've seen you.
So when I go to the grocery store, I know I'm going fast, but I also know that when I turn the corner, I may have to slow down because I'm not the only person in the grocery store, Brad Nortman.
Yeah, I definitely understand.
You're an elitist. And I don't hear him speaking, so Kyle, myself, and Alex Strofe will continue to roll on. I do want to get to the fact that with all the rumors out there as it pertains to DK Metcalf and Davante Adams, look, the way that this DK Metcalf rumor came about, essentially what we had heard was, whether it's real or not, the report was, I don't even know if I can call it a report. Let's just say the rumor was DK Metcalf for a pick and a Dontavian Wicks or a Romeo Doubs.
Yep.
And when I hear that, and we talked about how DK Metcalf next year, $18 million, about $30 on the cap. Don't know what those numbers would be in a trade, but it's enough to tell me that it is way too much capital for a DK Metcalf. I would rather spend money on Davante Adams than trade assets for a guy who, as you mentioned to me off air, which I do agree, seems like he's grabbing something on the field every other week.
Yeah.
In terms of injuries.
Yeah, no, for this one, I'm excited about the whole conversation that the Packers are maybe reaching out to have a conversation for DK Metcalf, right? Well, again, where there's smoke, there's probably fire. There's some rumor that was probably out there. But I'm actually right there with you, is that I'm happy with either one. But when I look at having to give up assets, it all just depends on what the asset is. For me, if you're talking about a third-round pick, right, a third-round pick or a fourth-round pick and trading in Romeo Doubs, then sure, I'm willing to do that. I'm okay with giving up that because I believe that's a good price to pay. But if it's an asset of a second or a first-round pick, I'll pass, and I would rather go the route of getting a Davante Adams. That would be the one I would definitely want. If I had to choose between the two, do I want DK or do I want Davante? You know who I'm taking?
I hope Devontae.
I am taking Devontae Adams.
On Twitter at KBN ESPN, if it came down to it right now, if you could have one for next year, DK or Devontae. I think I'm Devontae. I think the majority of people will be Devontae. And here's the thing. Part of me feels a little bit like I don't know. The right word, I'll explain it. You tell me. The fact that I'm now nitpicking a potential trade for a wide receiver that would bolster the roster for the Packers, right? DK Metcalf is better
24 hours ago,
yeah.
you were talking about to temper your expectations. Temper your
Rob Demovsky did report something that gave me reason to change his stance.
But now all of a sudden, like you said, Baker's not want to be choosing. Now you say, okay, well,
so
I feel
a little fraudulent now being picky.
It is fraudulent to go from, hey, we need to temper our expectations on whether or not he's actually going to be here.
Choose between everybody.
Be choosy. So for me, overall, I will be picky. If we are doing a first-round draft pick, if there's anything with a first-round draft pick, absolutely not. Anything outside of that, I would actually accept anything. But when it comes to a first-round draft pick, no, I do want to move on from a first-round pick from DK Metcalf, only simply because of the fact that I know he's played 16, 15, 17 games in a season, but like you said, Ben, there's always some type of nick he has, or he comes out laboring with something.
He's been durable, to your point, Kyle. Now, there's been little things.
Injuries,
here's the thing, right? So to Benny's point, if you acquire a guy like DK Metcalf, it raises the ceiling immediately. Now, I still view him as kind of a stopgap of sorts, but you'd need to extend his contract. That's the issues he's having in Seattle. He's a couple years younger. He's only 27 years old. So I'm really intrigued by his availability. But I agree with you guys. When it comes to top-end play, I'd put more eggs in the Devontae Adams basket than I would the DK Metcalf basket.
He can do more than DK Metcalf, even at his age.
At the end of the day,
it's a great problem to have.
This is good news.
Yeah,
this is good news.
This is what I'm excited about.
But what if none of it happens?
No,
then Kyle's going to be...
Hey, Brad's back.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Brad Nortman, how are you?
Good to be back.
I don't know how his audio sounds, but as Dugio chimes in, Brad sliding in like Chris Collinsworth on those Sunday night football broadcasts.
That was funny. That is how I feel. Now I know why he does it. You feel very empowered. You feel very smooth when you do it. And just to put a quick bow on the grocery store thing, I know you guys went to just shred me from there. Listen, this is like driving. If you are the slow grocer, you got to stay in your lane. You got to stay out of everyone else's way. That's all I got to say, because when I'm on a mission, I'm on a mission. Wait, hold on. Another question is,
get on Brad's side a little
bit. Such an elitist.
I hate the people that are in the middle of the aisle.
You just
grocery
around them. You don't.
But the aisles aren't that big. Aisles are small.
Now you better skinny through around that. You absolutely, there's this word, Brad. I'm sure. I know you're very, you've worked hard to get the wealth that you have, so you don't get to interact with us normals all the time. I know you get your groceries delivered sometimes as well. There's this word
often.
Called, excuse me, miss. Excuse me, sir. Can I just get around you? Is that easy? And they'll say
that's not easy.
Yeah,
actually, they'll say, hey,
Kyle,
they'll say, yeah. I can.
I think this bonding we did yesterday aligned our brains to, be in sync.
Kyle's on to something.
Oh, look at that.
I think Kyle's on to something.
I am. I'm on to just being polite and not being a elitist, as Stroh said you were, Brad.
But there are still people,
and then everyone else used it.
Yeah, wow, that really caught on quickly.
Well, I knew it would hit home. As
Benny needs his credit. Benny needs his credit.
Here's why. Because you guys have a word, Ben Brust word of the week thing going, so I'm trying to expand the vocabulary and make sure. And if I hit on a word that actually clicks with you guys, that means I brought some value.
Okay, that's true. But Ben, you have been a paid on-air host, radio host, statewide for 7 years.
But
you should be able to talk.
My limitations.
Is it vocabulary?
Yes.
That seems problematic for a radio host.
Well, not if you use it for the greater cause, which is making fun of me.
The greater cause?
He was going to say greater cause.
Greater cause, goodness.
See, I feel, Ben, because I get tongue See? I get tongue
oh, my gosh.
Look at me. Me and Ben are in sync today.
High five.
All it took was
Very
us
nice.
hanging out one time.
He gave you a high five. He doesn't do high fives.
And now we're twins. We're Ebony and Ivory over here.
In 2 minutes, the saddest thing or the funniest thing, depending on your perspective, is happening to a person that I'll let you know I feel sad for.
KBN Sports Desk with Alex Strofe.
And in 30 seconds on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the return of Alex Strofe and Ben Brust on your top of the hour Sports Center updates.
Whew. Coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Drum roll, please.
Carbliss is here with refreshing new flavors.
Introducing their Tropical Bliss Variety Pack. Let the summertime flavors of blood orange, watermelon, raspberry, and grapefruit whisk you away from the winter blues. New flavors, same great Carbliss perks. Every handcrafted cocktail still has 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and just 100 calories. Find the Tropical Bliss Variety Pack in store wherever Carbliss is sold and enjoy your winter passport to paradise. Grab a pack today and discover why Bliss is more with Carbliss.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Yeah, it is, and here we go. I'm Alex Strofe.
And I am Ben Brust. So excited to be on this Sports Center.
Your Sports Center brought to you by Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania. Coverage of the girls' basketball playoffs begin tonight. Regional semifinal action. Delavan Darien visits Monona Grove. And the regional final Saturday night, featuring the winner of Friday's game. The Prep Mania postseason on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Rumor mill season in the NFL. Benny reports indicating today that the Green Bay Packers and Seattle Seahawks have been in discussions for a trade that could include wide receiver DK Metcalf to the Packers.
Rumors are true. Rumors are not true. It doesn't matter. The fact the Green Bay Packers are in these conversations means hopefully good things to come for the team.
I can't believe it. Tomorrow is March, and March begins with a barn burner. Number 11, Wisconsin visits number 8, Michigan State tomorrow afternoon.
I'm not going to lie. This one is exciting because after they played Oregon, not that it wasn't the turnovers, but it's another team that is physical and tough. I want to know if the toughness of the Badgers will show up tomorrow.
I screwed up. That game's actually Sunday. KBN continues after this.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
Ryan Wollersheim holding it down at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison Studios. As I am Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace and Alex Strofe. We are not separated by glass today, and he told us he's really enjoying being near us.
I am, yeah. It's different. It's a change of pace.
It is a little funky.
You don't like it?
I love I like our secret conversations.
Oh yeah,
we just talk. We can't do that. We can't talk behind Kyle's back.
I think the thing though that it's fun about this is Kyle does enjoy me being back here because as a former producer, he has some empathy for everything I do. Unlike
producer, I produce still on Sunday.
Yeah, but
nah,
you're not doing it every day, and you are self-admittedly a bad producer.
No, Craig says I'm a bad producer.
The CEO of Good Karma Brands calls.
He's a bad host. How about that?
Rough.
Ooh. Cut it for Sunday.
Dang.
We got some audio.
Do we have any issues this past Sunday?
No, we did not.
Hanging out at the Nortman estate is Brad Nortman. And
be more like Brad.
We put on the poll, and it's picking up some steam pretty early here. And I'm actually very shocked. If you could only have one on the Green Bay Packers in 2025, who would it be? DK Metcalf or Devontae Adams? Just put it up. 50 votes in. 50-50.
Wow.
25 votes each way. We'll continue to monitor this. But I do want to know why there's as much love. I know DK is younger, right? And there's an opportunity to have him on your team longer. I just think Devontae fits so much of what they need at this point in his career. It's just different than what Goody likes to do. Yeah. And all that matters is not what Keyshawn Nixon thinks, not what Josh Jacobs thinks, not what Jordan Love thinks, not what we think. It's all about
what Goody thinks will help this team in his 3 to 5 year plan.
And when I think about what Goody thinks in his 3 to 5 year plan, he probably wants to go the young route. Like in an ideal world for me, when I look at this, I think of Davante Adams as being that bridge, right? The bridge that can help teach the young Packers. Because one thing that the Green Bay Packers used to always do, and this is one thing I took pride. Well, as a fan, I love. As a fan, I took pride in saying Donald Driver passed the keys. Don't you me, Donald Driver. Pass the keys over, but show the young guys exactly how to be a great receiver. And then Davante Adams got to see exactly, how the great guys become wide receivers. This group never had that. So Davante Adams can come back and pave the way for the young guys. And when I look at this as well, when I think about the financial investment in DK Metcalf, there's just something about him that makes me a little uneasy.
I agree. I don't know what it is either.
There's something about him where you just feel like if you give a commitment of 4 years and you're talking about $28 to $30 million per year, because he's going to want an extension at some point, right? And now you're talking about committing that money to him. I feel better with the Green Bay Packers maybe drafting some young guys in the 2nd or 3rd round, because we know it's not going to be the 1st round, and allowing them to develop like a Davante Adams got to develop, so like a Jordy Nelson and a Greg Jennings got to develop.
I hear you on the development thing, and I want to hear from Brad Nortman, but I have a theory on the difference between these two players. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure DK is an amazing fit for the Green Bay Packers, particularly for Jordan Love. So one, you got to give up a haul to get him, right? We know high draft pick, whatever that means. I don't want to give up a 2nd or a 3rd, definitely not a 1st, and another receiver. So that's a lot to bring in a guy that you're going to have to give a new market rate deal to. And let's talk about the fit. He is the kind of guy who is a burner down the field. He's physical at the point of attack. He's not known for crisp, clean routes that create separation.
Nope.
I think Jordan
and I'm
thrives.
Glad you mentioned that, Brad, because what was a big thing that we're looking for in the next wide receiver? I mean, this feels more like a Christian Watson replacement than a guy who can separate and get open, which was an issue for this team last year.
Yeah, that separation, Jordan Love called it out in a post game in the most subtle Jordan Love way possible to say, look, we got to win our one-on-one battles. That means get some space for me to throw the ball into. It's great to have a burner. It's great to have a physical freak. But I think Jordan thrives more with tight, clean, crisp routes. Davante Adams, I'm not sure there's anyone in the league that runs better routes than him. And when, when Dobbs, when Reed, when Wicks, I mean, that's what we heard all the rookie year with Wicks was the routes, the separation. That's when Jordan Love thrived. So give me a guy like that over DK. And then especially with Davante, if he does get cut from the Jets and you can just sign him and you can hold on to the draft pick and the player. I think you guys are right, though. And this is where I can, I can agree with you that the Packers are churning the pot a little bit. Just being in the discussion is exciting. It leads me to believe that they do have something up their sleeve.
So as I look at the responses coming in as well as the results, votes went up 20 more votes than the last time I mentioned it 3 minutes ago.
Yep.
It's still 50-50 on the dot of who would you rather have next year, Davante or DK Metcalf. 844-770-3776 is the temporary Carbless talking text line for us. We are typically the 800 number, but today if you want to get in, 844-770-3776. I'll read 800 as well. So just text either line. I really don't care. It's Carbless talking text line. You'll get in with us. List is more.
Smooth.
I think that as I look at Davante Adams and I hear what Kyle says, and if I look at DK Metcalf and the conversation of if he comes in, there might be an extension, I think that the choice could be telling of what Goody and we all can know about the wide receiver room. If you bring in a Davante Adams, he helps you right away. He's not a long-term solution, but that is reaffirming the belief that Goody has in the young guys that they can develop under Davante and grow in the role as they have a true number one wide receiver. I look at DK Metcalf and I think, all right, here's a guy where you're saying, we need a better player now and for the future. He's not going to be a mentor. They're just going to have to continue to grow together. Mm-hmm. And he's more he is a obviously much better receiver than Christian Watson. But at the end of the day, he's a fast, straight line speed guy. He's not the route run guy, but he's big. He has some physical tendencies.
He's going to take off on you. He's going to have
he can put on the burners. Like he has that burner speed that he's even faster than Christian Watson and a body that he's even bigger
than Christian Watson, fills out more. He's just a different specimen that would make this team better. It's just a different way that the team would get better. If you see my points on how the difference of each two would relate to what we think about the receiving room.
And let me be very clear. If the Green Bay Packers get DK Metcalf, I'm going to be smiling, right? Because that means that we're getting an impact guy. And this isn't a 1,000-yard receiver, something that we have not had since Devontae Adams left the Green Bay Packers. Is a guy that can get 1,000 yards. If he plays a full 17-game season, he's going to get you 1,000 yards. So this will be a major upgrade for this team that desperately needs some type of impact threat. And also what I do like about Decaf, if he
Decaf?
Nice.
Decaf.
I kind of like that as a nickname.
It's the fact that he's played with other good wide receivers, whether it was Tyler Lockett that he played with, who was a quality wide receiver, or Jackson and Jigba Smith.
Nope, Jackson Smith and Jigba, JSN.
My bad. He's not
Oh.
a Packer, so I don't know which one he got hyphenated, but I got all the names up in there. Is that he's played with other good wide receivers as well, so we know that other good wide receivers can't take his shine away as well. So I do believe that obviously this will be a great upgrade, but we should all be very happy that the Green Bay Packers are having these conversations, that Rob Demovsky said that the Packers are talking to agents. That means the Packers are looking to be aggressive, and they're going into this offseason with a sense of urgency that he wanted the team to have. It looks like he's going to have it as well from the player acquisition side.
Ryan Wollersheim at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison Studios. Give us something good about this. Go.
DK Metcalf is a dog. I'd take him over any of the Packers wide receivers, and that's enough for me.
No matter what the capital is?
If it's the capital of Madison, then no. But, you know.
Oh, my.
Capital of Madison.
Oh, my.
That was awesome.
Wow.
God.
Can you walk me through how you
I had to register that.
No, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. When you, like, your delivery, your setup, how do you think that went?
I would give myself, I don't know, a 3 out of 10, maybe 3.5.
Okay, that's good. Self-awareness, that's good. We'll work on that.
Okay.
What is it with the producers across ESPN Wisconsin?
Don't rope me in on this.
You just did a 3-cone drill, the slowest speed in mankind's history.
Yeah, but I'm not going to flummox on the air like that.
Yeah. How in the world am I the most athletic producer we have here? And that's a shot at. I'm old and I wasn't great, but like if I'm the one that's the best, we are.
Hold on, you're forgetting about part-time Will Summers.
Okay.
He looks like a college athlete.
He looks like he's in shape.
Yeah.
He actually played D3 athletics.
Yeah. Don't give me.
And he looks at you right in the eyes with no glass in between you because we're in the same room.
I'm sure if I went to where he went, I would have been a stud.
Okay, now you're taking out.
Do they have a football team there?
At Concordia?
Yeah.
What do you mean? That's where he played football.
He played baseball.
He said he played football. He told me he played football.
He played baseball.
Oh, well.
Glad you know our producers, Kyle. That's awesome.
Honestly, Strofe, I don't know if you have the capabilities, but on the other side, I need the one-liner from Ryan Wollersheim played back again. I just need that so bad in my life. Just like I need you to know that at Lucky's 1313 on March 13th, you have an opportunity at Mini Hoops Mania. It's just an unbelievable opportunity where you have a chance to go to Vegas, win cash. I will be there. We're going to be broadcasting live on the 13th of March in Madison at Lucky's 1313, and then I'll be sticking around at the nighttime for Mini Hoops Mania, courtesy of Bud Light, sending somebody to Vegas and a chance to win $10,000. Check it out. Lucky's 1313, March 13th. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman at the Nortman Estate, Strophy right in front of me, and Wollersheim, hopefully licking his wounds after the worst one-liner in history. We're back next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Oh, wow.
North?
Spread Eagle is way north. Way north.
Stop. You're doing the thing where you don't know what you're doing.
No, it is, though.
We don't know where up north is.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience. And that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Let's talk to Nicole in Wisconsin.
I love you guys. I listen to you every single morning because you're the show I listen to religiously. But I think the most relatable thing about all of you is the professional family dynamic you have. Reminds me so much of all the workplaces where there's a lot of support and love, but there's also like a lot of jabs and joking.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekdays from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Continue to be fascinated by the responses and the voting here on Twitter at KBN ESPN. If you could only have one on the Packers in 2025, who would it be? DK Metcalf or Devontae Adams? 120 votes, literally 50-50 again, and I'm not making this up.
That's props to us, actually. Great poll.
I mean, when you have people literally split opinion, like this is as good as it gets.
But it's two great options. That's what it really is. It's people trying to pick and choose whether or not they want a young, explosive option or they want an older option that you know is reliable.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Alex Stroth hanging out at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That Cell studio. Brad Nortman at the Nortman Estate, and our esteemed up-and-coming producer out of the ESPN Madison office, weighing in at 120 pounds, about 5'4", is Ryan Wollersheim with the one-liner of the week.
DK Metcalf is a dog. I'd take him over any of the Packers wide receivers, and that's enough for me.
No matter what the capital is?
If it's the capital of Madison, no.
Oh,
Capital of Madison.
Oh my!
That was
It's so good.
It's what some would call.
It's too good. Hang on. Pause it for a second. This is the equivalent of like when I saw you do the 3-cone combine drill video. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, but it's good enough that I want to hear it and play it on loop.
DK Metcalf is a dog. I'd take him over any of the Packers wide receivers, and that's enough for me.
No matter what the capital is?
If it's the capital of Madison,
he sat on it.
Oh, but,
he sat for a second to think before he delivered too.
It was very corny. Hearing it 3 times now, it was stupid and it was stupid and corny. You are. I give you credit for that. You're gonna be a great dad one day with those stupid.
Oh
jokes.
gosh, you're gonna have a whole room of dads laughing.
Stop playing the humming. Please stop.
That is brutal.
The capital of Madison. Ryan Wollersheim, are we making you feel worse or better?
A little worse. I'm trying to get myself on the video screen. It's getting a little confused back here at the ESPN Madison studio. That's why I couldn't quite think of a response.
It's getting a little confused back here, my man.
Look. It's been an interesting day trying to run this show from the side.
You're doing a great job.
What do you mean from the side?
I don't know. It feels like I'm a student driver, like where you have like the steering wheel stroke, but I have the other steering wheel, and I'm supposed to make right turns, but only right turns.
I disagree.
Wait, do they have a steering wheel? They have a brake sometimes in the student driver
he's
car.
thinking of the cartoons he saw growing up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you didn't go driving, and they didn't have. It's not an airplane. They don't have like 2 co-pilots or pilot and co-pilot. There's a driver, and there's just a driver.
Well, the tough part is that there's 3 people sitting in the back seat, and one of them is an idiot named Ben Brust. So that makes it even harder because I got him backseat driver.
Let him have it.
Good. Woohoo! I'm happy for you. I am so happy for you to recover from that. Something that may not be recoverable, if that's a word. Is that a word?
I think that's
yeah. It's a word.
Call in the field stands.
Yeah, call in the field stands.
By Ben
Aaron Rodgers. Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
That wasn't even good. It went too you tried too hard, bud.
No, keep lashing out. I like it.
Yeah, I mean I like it too, but capital of Madison.
If it's the capital of Madison, then no.
Oh
but,
my! Capital is. That's enough. That's enough. We're gonna lose Brad. What might not be recoverable is Aaron Rodgers' end of career, and I want to know if you guys think that this is sad or if you're laughing at it, because I feel sad.
Banger.
The fact that Aaron Rodgers is reportedly the Giants' first option right now that they're looking to bring in. The idea of him going to the Giants and retiring eventually as after this season, because there's no way you can have success with the way that team is set up right now as a Giant, it makes me sad. Because you could go back, and we all have it, in our YouTube. If we're sports fans, if you're a sports fan, you're likely listening. You have at one point in your life ran across a highlight reel of Aaron Rodgers. And when you see the greatness in his prime, and to think that it went from the 2022 end of the season, 8-9, after losing to the Lions on your home turf, throwing an interception, to tearing the Achilles, to a worse season than Zach Wilson as a quarterback of the New York Jets, to now being moved on from by the New York Jets to the New York Giants, it makes me sad. I know people are laughing at him. Some people are. I don't like it.
Don't get emotional now. Getting emotional.
Well, yeah, start thinking about the highlights.
I mean, but hey, at this point, you're in this low part of his career right now.
So you're laughing at him?
No, I'm not laughing. It is what it is. Hey, listen, you at this point, Aaron Rodgers is transitioning to the point where he is going to be a mentor. You are a mentor. You are washed. That's what this means. This means Aaron Rodgers is officially washed. When you have to go to a team that is picking in the top 3, I believe, the number 3 overall pick in the draft, that means that you are officially washed. You're not going there because you're hoping to win a championship. When you went to New York, you thought you were the missing piece. Instead, you found out that your career is over. Aaron Rodgers is not going to touch touch the playoffs ever again. This is it. He is on the way out. So basically, this is going to be his swan song. Sayonara. See you later. Thanks for all the great memories. But it is what it is, man. And I ain't mad about it. If he chooses he wants to play for such a garbage team in the New York Giants, then that's good. I'm glad he actually is going to find the love for football versus finding the love for going on, the McAfee show and making all this noise and doing Netflix videos or Netflix movies and documentaries.
But you don't want to see him on a trash team, right? Like, I want Aaron Rodgers back in the NFL, but I want him a team that's going to have big games and be a contender. To go to the Giants, it's just a sad way to limp to the end of your career. It's like the guy who just used to be like young and good looking, all the game, all the Riz, as the kids would say. But now he's old, and all he does is just troll around the dive bars. It's like, dude, if you're going to do it and be good and be on a contender. Don't do it on a sad franchise like the Giants. It's sad to me.
Jeez, Strofe just gave me a heart attack.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
We got two producers, and they both been trashed today.
I'm working with a side studio, Kyle. I don't know how the levels work in here. I had it at the normal level. So over to the KBN Sports Desk of Alex Strofe. Did anybody have Brad seriously using the term Riz on their bingo card ever?
I thought it was pretty good.
You're not him.
No, it was good. It was so smooth. No, that was him. That was a me communicating with the younger generation.
Given how you struggled with technology today, it proves that you are the old man on the panel, therefore the last person on the panel that should be trying to use the term Riz.
No, that's how you
But this is it's a way to connect with the young folk, right? I mean, they hear me saying Riz. Yeah, that's right. There's all those like 26-year-olds like Alex Strofe say, you know what? Brad might be old, but darn it, any man that can use Riz like that, I respect that. What's the term for like an older guy that's still got it? What is that? That's the term that I'm going to let the Gen Z term.
Yeah, you're
What's it called?
The swim zone right now.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Let him drown.
No,
let him drown. Don't throw him the life raft.
Is there a word? Is there a word that is a Gen Z term that is like of an older dude that still has it?
I think
Silver Fox?
No.
A lot. Or zaddy. A lot of women say, "Ooh,
zaddy."
Zaddy. I don't know if that's what I was going for.
Can we go back?
Maybe I'm making.
We were talking about that with Aaron Rodgers.
Sad or happy,
or
laughing?
Can we just go to Aaron Rodgers, please, for the love of God?
Well, yeah, you can talk about it because you had your
Riz, baby,
childhood raised with him as your quarterback.
Yeah, Riz. I mean, look, to Brad's point, I do want to see Aaron Rodgers play in the NFL next year. Like, I really need to see it because I do think there's a rebound coming. Aaron Rodgers.
Can you rebound with the Giants?
That's the part I don't know, right? And a very fair point by you. But people did inflate how bad Aaron Rodgers was in 2024. Now, his team was bad, right? Crumbled around him. They only won, 5 games? I think they went 5-12. But Rodgers statistically, and Kyle and I have talked about this on Sunday Karma, was better than Jordan Love last season. Threw more touchdowns, played more games, had the same amount of interceptions. Obviously, had about 500 more yards, but played 2.5 more games. Statistically, he outplayed Jordan Love.
But it's only because of the emergence late in the season of Devontae Adams.
And he threw 100 more passes as well.
But if he goes to the Giants, he's going to have this guy by the name of Malik Neighbors who had a pretty good rookie year.
That's great, but I thought this was about leaving a legacy.
Yeah, it's sad.
Like, this is just dying off.
This
so
cancels
limited.
out something he said in the past about sticking around too long Brett Favre did.
He did say that.
If he ends up with the Giants, that is the pure definition of sticking around
and
too long.
doing the flat circle thing.
And by the way, that would be joining a division which had 2 teams that were both in the NFC Championship game this past season. Right?
Really
They've got
the
no
Cowboys
shot at making the playoffs in 2025, even if he joins.
He will die against the Eagles.
I think we have to understand. I think we have to understand that if he does sign with the Giants, this is about his ego, about him being able to go out on his own terms. Because if he goes to the Giants, that means the league tried to retire him, and he had very few options. The whole point when he left Green Bay was to go somewhere where they would actually listen to him, and he can have a say in what players they brought in. I think he got a awakening, a rude reality of the fact that he ain't that good at general manager, and he's lost a step.
I have a thought here. Like, I almost think the league might not be retiring him. He might have done it a little bit to himself as well, right? A portion of it is...
No, it's his talent.
Yeah, but
if he was still talented, people would still be knocking on his door.
You're right. There's
so
a reason why...
talent.
I just was bringing the thought because then I think back.
Back there.
I think back, and it's all talent because there was baggage for a long time in Green Bay.
Yeah.
And he played at an MVP level, and the guy that he hated, who hated him back, had to give him an extension because he was good enough and playing at a high enough level when Jordan Love wasn't ready to take the reins just yet.
He's like you. You come with a lot of baggage, but you're talented as hell.
out.
But you come with baggage, but you're talented.
Baggage. I can't speak?
No, you come with some baggage, but you're talented, though. You're talented.
What's my baggage?
I mean, where do we? You got time for this?
No, I don't want to do you like that. Not on a
It's
Friday.
not on a Friday. Yeah, we can't do it on a Friday. We can say
Ben
it on Monday.
Brust baggage on Monday?
But
yeah, we
you're
can do it on
good.
Monday.
One day your baggage will outweigh your talent, and
one day?
Snip. I mean, yeah, it happens to the best of them.
You going to buy an Aaron Rodgers Giants jersey, speaking of baggage?
I knew that's what your head was. Absolutely not.
You wouldn't?
No.
Wait a minute. What do you say to you're the bozo who did the New York Jets jersey, now the Giants jersey? You're not going to try to get Matt LaFleur to sign?
Benny, the flip-flopper.
What I was trying
I thought you were an Aaron Rodgers guy.
Yeah.
What I am saying is, as Homer has said, I'm a homer for the teams in the state of Wisconsin, but I'm not dumb, right? I know when to disassociate myself with dying things that I don't want to be a part of. I chose the wrong moment when he was in the Jets, and I was like, going to learn from that mistake.
One interesting wrinkle is the Packers play at New York Giants this year. Like, what will your emotional levels be then? I don't know. To me, it would be bizarre.
Great point,
That's the word
Brad.
I would use, is bizarre.
In a Giants
We should go.
jersey.
We should go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Brad loves New
That
York.
would be fun. Love New York.
Liam Neeson's son.
I would love to go to New York.
Yeah, there's something now. I'm just going what's kind of crazy to me is the demise of Aaron Rodgers as a Green Bay Packer started against the Giants in London in 2022.
Yeah, he got hurt that game. That was
when
one
he
of the
broke
most
his thumb.
frustrating Packer games I've had to watch. I just never forget. I stayed the night at my lady house. We woke up early morning. I think the game started at 8:30, so I'm up early. I said, "Ooh, we get a Packer victory out the way early." And I'm telling you, I literally after that game ended, I turned off the TV, frustrated, and took a nap. I was so upset.
Yeah, that was a brutal 8:30 way to be up at halftime by 17 points.
They ruined my day.
I mean, typically on a Sunday, at least they've ruined just like 3:30 to the rest of the night. That was noon through the rest of the day.
I woke up from my nap and I'm still mad.
Yeah.
I ain't got 90 Day Fiancé to go to make me feel better.
Since we are on just 100.5 ESPN Madison today with a little Brewers baseball on 94.5 ESPN, I'd like to do pole position with our fine folks on 100.5 ESPN Madison, all of KBN Nation. Coming up next, the worst poll of the week of all of our fellow shows, plus some polls that we want to answer because our fellow talent put some great polls out there. We got the best poll of the week right now. It's close as it gets at the KBN Twitter account. Who would you rather have next year on the Packers, DK Metcalf or Devontae Adams? 50-50. You make the decision. You make the guess. You make the opinion. 844-770-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line. List is more. Pole position next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
If it's the capital of Madison, then no.
On ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Bud Light's Mini Hoops Mania because on Thursday, March 13th, that is the finals. It's at Lucky's 1313 from 8 to 9:30 p.m. Your chance to go to Vegas, your chance to win money, all courtesy of our great friends at Bud Light. I'll be there giving away some Bud Light and some swag. You'll be there with a chance to win for an opportunity to go to Vegas. So don't miss it. That's Thursday, March 13th. That's 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at Lucky's 1313. All right, Madison, let's face it. Predicting the bracket is hard, but enjoying a month of nonstop college basketball is easy, especially when it's paired with the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. Bud Light is giving you a shot to attend the ultimate watch party in Vegas for the final days of the tournament. Just go to budlight.com/easypicks to enter for your chance to win. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 plus. Begins on 1/6/25. Ends 3/30/25. Multiple entry periods. Visit budlight.com/easypicks for free entry deadlines, and official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
At Metro Ford of Madison, we're making it easier than ever to find the Ford of your dreams. Check out this month's unbeatable offers, like the 2024 Ford F-150 with 3.9% APR for 66 months, plus $2,000 flex buy cash, $60.86 cost per thousand. Or drive off in the 2024 Ford Escape with 1.9% APR for 66 months, plus $2,000 flex buy cash, $15.97 cost per thousand. Hurry, these offers end February 28th. Head to Metro Ford of Madison today or visit metrofordofmadison.com.
As you're putting your spring calendar together, we'd love to have you join us Saturday, May 17th for Mark Osiki's 7th Annual Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament to support the American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center. We're on the Madison Chain of Lakes at 8 a.m., then back at the Alliant Energy Center at 2 p.m. for happy hour, dinner, and live and silent auctions, plus a chance to win an Alumacraft fishing boat. To sign up and get more info, go to castingforkids.org. Casting4kids.org.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates National Girls and Women in Sports Day all month long. Tune in to ESPN Wisconsin's special program, Lead Her Forward, hosted by Jen Latta and Michelle Smallman, presented by Love Madison Volleyball. The show features a variety of special guests celebrating the achievements of women in sports. Listen to inspiring stories and hear how they're breaking barriers for future generations. Catch Lead Her Forward on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, and Alex Drofe hanging out in a tight, hot studio at the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All.
Kyle, he's being dramatic, right?
No, it's warm.
It's warm. It's, not, it's just a lot of dudes really close in proximity.
Yeah, and I'm sweating. I look good today. You can see us here on ESPN Milwaukee stream.
Cool.
I look good today, and I'm dressed up and sweating. And I don't want to be stanky tonight.
You don't want to be stanky for those Truth Community Awards. Brad Nortman hanging out at that Nortman
What you
Estate.
laughing about, Brad?
Yeah.
It's nice and comfortable over here. I'll tell you what. I got a whole room to myself. It's beautiful. In fact, it's a little chilly. A little chilly in here. I might have to turn up the heat
in this room.
Yeah. Did you not see me take the cough drop out?
Yeah, but it has stunk up the whole room.
No way.
It smells like cherry cough drop.
No,
in
it
here.
is. It is.
It's probably my breath.
I don't like it.
No, it is what it is.
Sorry, guys. I got to make sure my voice is good for the listening audience.
Well, why wouldn't your voice be good, Ben?
You've been putting a big emphasis on your voice of late. You've been drinking a lot of tea. My voice. Like what? Like we all do talk. We all talk every day.
I know, but when I have
you pick the cig back up.
Influenza A was going around like crazy.
Influenza A.
Yeah,
that's what you're not just saying. The flu is just very
There's I've been reading. I mean, it knocked me and my fiance
Influenza
and our whole family
A.
out. It's knocked a lot of families out. So I'm reading up on influenza A.
Have you guys ever heard? I know we got to get to pole position. Have you guys
I can't
ever
believe
heard
I'm saying influenza A? I sound so old.
Have you heard the nursery rhyme about influenza when influenza was really bad in the 20s and a lot of people lost their lives? Have you heard the nursery rhyme about that?
No. I really want to
There's
talk
a
about
nursery rhyme?
I want to hear it.
There was a nursery rhyme from like the 20s.
You know it or no?
There's like it's.
Is it popular?
Influenza. It was popular in the 1920s. It was.
So they made a nursery rhyme about dying people?
But it was...
It's morbid.
Here it is. And his name was Enza. I opened the window in influenza. Influenza, say it fast, and it becomes influenza. There it is. And his name is
Did you
Enza.
know?
I opened the window.
They could be healthy in the morning and dead by nightfall. They didn't want to believe that.
What is that from?
Is that it or no?
No, that was just them talking about how influenza killed a lot of people.
Yeah, that seemed not like a nursery rhyme.
Well, it said influenza.
I heard what. Trust me, I know what a nursery rhyme sounds
The
like.
Spanish flu pandemic is what made it happen.
Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
Brad, I got it. Hold on. I had a little bird, and his name was Enza. I opened the window in influenza. This is from the Spanish flu in early 1900s.
I'm glad we made a nursery rhyme that's talking about people. Yeah, good choice.
Everyone's got their opinions, but we just happen to think some are better than others. Let's hit the polls. This is Pole Position. Pole Position on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is presented by Great Lakes Dragway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip, plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedule and ticket information at GreatLakesDragway.com.
Good thing we have Woolley here.
Oh, Ryan Wollersheim running the show with the Everlate Solar ESPN Madison Studios.
The usual producer of Jim, Matt, and Molly, weekdays 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't get to hear how many times their show is picked for Worst Poll of the Week.
Well, he does this week because the Worst Poll of the Week comes from Jim, Matt, and Molly, weekdays from 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison. And you know what? I just got to wear this one. This is the Worst Poll of the Week. It involves me. Who is the least athletic producer in all of ESPN Wisconsin? Is it Alex Strofe or Jesse Nelson? I was the winner at 67% of the vote.
Oh, yeah. Landslide.
I voted for Jesse Nelson.
I also voted for Jesse Nelson, but I don't think it's Jesse Nelson.
I mean, but here's the thing.
It was such a bad week for me, I don't even think this should be a question.
By default, Jesse just needed to win based off your performance of your Combine 3-cone that's seen by 500,000 people.
If we ask that again in 2 months, I bet it's closer.
You know, what's crazy is that when we first asked this on air, we talked about how that was a poll question. You thought you were more athletic than Jesse Nelson.
I still do think that. But given what happened this week, that shouldn't be a question.
Ryan Wollersheim, your thoughts?
I don't know why this is picked as the worst poll of the week. This is the best poll of the week. How is that even a question, Strofe?
I agree.
Actually, this is not. Yeah, I agree with Woolley here. This is not the worst poll.
This seems a little bit haterish, Brad.
This is a lash out of Alex Strofe's inner feelings about the way that he was compared to Jesse Nelson in athleticism.
Yeah, it's an incredibly timely poll. And to me, I got to go with Jesse because I've never seen Jesse do anything athletic. So I have no proof that he is indeed as bad as we think he is. Unfortunately, I have proof of Strofe, and I just got to go with Strofe then.
He sounds so sad to say it.
Did you just end pole position?
No, I forgot that I can't click other buttons, and I clicked the ding ding ding.
I thought you were lashing out even more.
No, I wasn't.
Pole position's over.
I wasn't lashing out. I apologize for that, Brad. I was really thinking last night, and I was gonna send you a text, but then I realized it was 10:30 p.m. and I figured you were asleep, so I didn't send you a text. Number one, thanks for all your help this week. Appreciate you. Number two,
of course.
Are you disappointed that this clip with your name in it has gone as viral as it has? Are you disappointed you made the decision to give me the jersey?
Yeah,
I haven't asked you
I'm
this
curious
yet.
to know if he's caught any strays because of it, or if people are just so focused on the fact that you're so unathletic they're not even looking at the attire.
See, that's the stance I take. I don't even think people recognize the small Nortman along Strofe's back. I think they are so overwhelmed with what their eyes are showing them that they're not even recognizing it's mine. Now, I will say, I do have the jersey back. I don't plan on wearing the jersey anytime soon. So the next time it's worn, it might be my children someday. So it will have gone from me at the actual combine to Strofe's performance all the way down to the future Nortman kids. Now that is a lineage that you just cannot make up. So that is maybe the one small blemish.
You have to put it through the wash at least 50 times.
Yeah.
It still stands that the last time it was worn was at a fake combine on a pickleball court in downtown Milwaukee by a guy guy who went viral for being unbelievably unathletic.
Yeah, and every time he looks at it, instead of thinking of his memory of being at the Combine in Indianapolis, he is going to think of when you had that on.
You ruined his Combine.
Yeah.
Brad, what's more memorable for you, me sucking or your actual Combine?
Well, I'm trying not to be a palm guy, a prisoner of the moment guy, but for right now, it is Strofe. Like, that is my more visceral memory in that shirt. Not even me punting or doing anything at the Combine. It will be something I show my kids one day.
Does it make you sad that the most viewed video of your Combine jersey is me?
Now that does make me a little sad. Phrasing it that way after, like...
Will you let him get all the work, the grind, the sweat, the tears, the blood?
This guy is about to
the
make
association.
his lifelong dream come true of being drafted in the NFL. And the most viral and seen moment of that jersey is me looking like a clown. That's tough. I'm sorry. I didn't intend for it to be that way.
If it wasn't so actually important to me, I would frame that to you and give it to you, Strofe. I would frame that to you, and you can put that up in your basement someday. As a proud Combine participant.
I know it's important to you, but I honestly think you shouldn't associate yourself with that Combine jersey for the rest of your life.
No, he has to.
No, he
forever tainted.
You ruined it. You ruined it. I don't think I could ever put on that jersey or let my family touch it.
We are kicking around the idea of a series called Strofe Does Sports.
Oh, okay.
One of those episodes would be me and you basketballing. Playing basketball.
My God. Basketballing?
And I would ideally, and when I do the series, ideally I will wear, like we did with Brad at the Combine, I will wear whoever is coaching me in that moment's memorabilia.
You will not put on ever again anything that has been on my body.
You wouldn't let me wear the Final Four jerseys?
Whoa! That is framed.
Wow.
I thought you... What about a jersey from that season?
That is not going to you.
The Bucks jersey?
You can't even wear my Bucks practice jersey where I average 2 minutes a game.
Nah, that feels rude.
No, I mean, you did this to yourself.
So you're a worse friend than Brad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
willing to go on die on the hill that you are so unathletic.
Don't worry, Kyle. I'm not inviting you to do anything.
I'm going to say I'm a has-been and never was. And so I wouldn't let you touch my
I bet Gabe Neitzel will let me wear his Platteville jersey.
No, he should.
That's great. Platteville baseball jersey.
It's awesome. You're not touching my stuff.
You
could poison it. You could go for 1 million views in my jersey, and then my jersey's put to shame.
You're missing the point. It's fine, though.
Brad, would you let him wear your jersey again next year when he tries to redeem himself?
I would have to see the finished product first. I would have to see the improvement. I couldn't have it be another disaster. Really? Yeah. You're gonna have to earn it now, Strofe. Our friendship had enough, deposits in it that I was like, you know what, Strofe can absolutely wear it. Now I need to see improvement. Now it's got to be earned.
All right, so at this point, it is the end of the week. This is the last segment in which we will be on the radio airwaves. That was pole position.
Okay,
we answered the great poll from Jim, Matt, and Molly that you deemed the worst poll, which Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN from 4 to 6. They will be coming up next. Now, as it pertains to putting a bow in the Alex Strofe 3-cone combine drill seen by 500,000 people plus on the internet, Strofe has put together some of the reactions from some of our local personalities on ESPN Wisconsin, breaking down and being very nice to him about his 3-cone combine drill.
Oh, he needs it.
The compilation of everyone being nice to Alex Strofe is next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I'm not Mr. Education. I think that's very clear.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not anti-education. I'm not very educated. And is that fair?
That's fair.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Madison Axe. Enjoy axe throwing, craft beers, bags, shuffleboarding, and more fun at Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Visit MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today. A big road test for number 11 Wisconsin, heading to number 8 Michigan State Sunday. Nolan Winter and the Badgers ready to make a statement. The sophomore during his weekly appearance on the Jump wraparound digital show.
We've had this one circled for a while. Breslin Center is one of the toughest places to play in college basketball, and I think all of us just love that challenge. We went into Mackey knowing that that's one of the toughest places and one of the tougher teams when they're at home, and we went in there just looking forward to it, playing with joy, just executing what we do, and knowing that if we can do that to our fullest potential, then we can beat anyone.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Our team installs year-round, so why wait? Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson with Madison Weight Loss, and I'm excited to share that I'm not the only person who's experienced all the great things Madison Weight Loss has to offer. I'm here with Manny. Manny, thanks so much for coming in. So tell everybody, how much weight have you lost?
So in my first 60 days, I actually lost about 50 pounds. Since then, almost a year ago, I've actually dropped an additional 43, totaling 93 pounds.
Dang, Manny, that's awesome. Compared to me, I lost 40 pounds in 60 days, so you're incredible. How do you feel?
It felt amazing. It's one of those things where you just don't even believe it when it's happening. And what they advertise about up to a pound a day is true. I was losing a pound and a half a day consistently for the first 60 days.
Manny, thanks so much for sharing your story. Join me, join Manny, learn the secret of losing up to 1 pound of unhealthy fat per day, and start your own success story. Contact the team at MadisonWeightLoss.com. Schedule a free consultation in person or virtually at MadisonWeightLoss.com.
Greg Scalzo here for Buckin' Honeys. Get ready for an unforgettable evening of fine dining and exceptional bourbon. Join us on March 6th for an exclusive 4-course dinner at Buckin' Honeys in Sun Prairie. Each course will be perfectly paired with the rich flavors of J. Henry bourbon, whiskey, cocktails, and pours. And that's not all. You'll have the chance to meet the master distiller himself, Joe Henry Jr., and hear firsthand the fascinating story behind the craft of J. Henry bourbon. Spots are limited. Visit BuckinHoneys.com to reserve your seat today. I'll see you at Buckin' Honeys.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Tell me. Our last radio segment of the day. Maybe. I guess I don't know where the Brewers are at on 94.5 ESPN in their ball game. But we're with 100.5 ESPN Madison, streaming on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison.
Top of the seventh inning in that game, by the way.
We're likely going to get
Giants up 9-1.
Damn.
Yeah, we're gonna be ESPN Milwaukee at some point.
Must have been a rough outing for Freddie, huh?
Not great. Actually, I don't know. I think it was kind of close early, but it was hard to keep track while.
It's spring training.
Yeah, it's spring training.
Trying some different things.
Try it out. Do it all. Just win over 83.5 games for all of our wallets. Brad Nortman at the Nortman Estate. Ryan Wollersheim running the show. Time now to hear all of the nice things that ESPN Wisconsin personalities have said about Alex Strofe after the most egregious video hit the internet, him doing a 3-cone combine drill. Take a listen.
If our stock as a company, just Milwaukee, was trading at $28 a share yesterday, after that video, it's down to $6.
I don't know if I've ever seen
someone's skinny enough, so skinny, the athleticism, the lack of athleticism there is daunting.
It's a car wreck. Like, it's so horrific, but I can't look away. I watched this video 1,000 times yesterday.
It's not even form. Look at his body. It looks like Pinocchio in Shrek. I'm not a puppet. I'm a real boy.
He looks like he needed a foam roll or something. He looks a little... No, he's got some work to do. I see the potential, though. He can get there.
I would take 8 interceptions in one game, which I actually threw, over that video today every day of the week. That was brutal.
What does your girlfriend think of this? Imagine if her father sees this.
He can't possibly give you his daughter's hand after seeing it.
Brad Nortman from the top rope. Probably the meanest of all the comments came from the nicest person that we know.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
yeah, that was
thinking of if I had to power rank the people that were the meanest to me this week, I think I have to put Brad Nortman number 1.
Yeah, that was a tough personal barb that I sent over there. I didn't even think about it. I just said it. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but listening back to it, I feel a little bad.
A lot of people were thinking it.
No, you shouldn't feel bad, Brad. You said exactly what came to mind, and you were being authentic. That's what we are taught to do.
That's right.
It's authentic, and you were just giving him the truth.
It's just a pure reaction. That's all. That's what we're doing. React.
Statement. The final statement from Alex Strofe of the week that has been a viral moment for our guy in his growing radio media career.
Yeah.
When you grew up and you were doing podcasting with Ben Brust at age 16 or 15 with even smaller muscles than you have now, did you think that this would be your journey?
No. It's been a weird week, fellas. It's been a weird week.
You need a knit tissue.
No, I'm all right.
You got a handkerchief in there?
I don't need a tissue. I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, look, guys. Never saw this coming. It is what it is. I gave it a shot. I appreciate Brad Nortman, helping or attempting to help me out and letting me borrow the jersey. I never thought it would go this poorly. I knew, as I said earlier in the week, I've always known this about myself, that I am not an athletic freak. I am not a genetic freak.
You could have just said athletic. You didn't even have to add it.
The freak part.
Just not in a good way.
Okay.
And the rest of the world collectively found out how unathletic I am this week, and it was a journey. People on the internet actually weren't as mean as I thought they were going to be, though. So that was a positive.
They thought something was wrong with you.
Some did.
I did see that.
Yeah, some did.
Those were the ones that made me laugh the most.
Yeah, and I understand that, too. So it is what it is. Appreciate all the laughs. And at the end of the day, positive spin from Positive Strofe. I'm glad I was able to spread some smiles this week.
Yeah, well said.
Some smiles.
Kyle's slow clapping, but it's not getting faster.
What did your daddy say?
He said, I can show you.
Yeah, because I'm very curious, because I know my father.
I'll love you no matter what.
No, my dad be like, boy, you're going to need to do that over. You ain't going to embarrass the Wallace man. He don't play about that Wallace last name. So I'm curious of what the man who gave you your last name of Strofe.
Will you be taking...
He said, I saw it on Facebook. It was pretty funny. That's all he said.
Will you be taking your future wife's last name after this moment?
No, I'll keep my last name. My last name's powerful.
Damage shit. There's a lot of Strofes.
No, I damaged Nortman's last name more than I damaged my own.
Yeah. It took a ding or two. I will say, I know that I'm the guy in the panel that like loses it and laughs and all that kind of stuff. I've watched it 500 times. I'm still laughing, like in the best way. I still find it funny. What a treasure.
In the best.
What a treasure, he says.
I actually hope to come to work and see it on our big screen, just on loop. That would make my Monday
That did happen, by the way. That happened on Thursday. They put it on a screen all by itself, a screen that is dedicated to 4 TVs. It was on one loop. It was one loop on all 4 TVs.
Oh, so that's how we got to 500,000 views. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe, and of course, the final word to take us out into the YouTube only on ESPN Milwaukee. Ryan Wollersheim, take us home.
Madison's captain.
Wow.